Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be fixing up my light sign, this one here, after it got wind damage and rain damage.
Ho 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 ho!
Today I'm dressing up my dad's house for Christmas 2025 Part 2. So I haven't posted part 7 of setting up my dad's house. This is part 4 of setting up my dad's house. I'm making this gathering and I haven't posted setting up my dad's Christmas tree. We had a big wind 2 or 3 days ago, and I had a container that was strapped in here, and this is where one of the plugs are, and here you can see the strip light here. The strip light here has completely ripped and tore where the plug used to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these old ones off and I'm going to install some new ones. So these here are the new lights. So these are the same, well, they're not the same, but they're similar types of lights, the light strips, but they're made by different brands. This one here was made by Anko. Now these are pretty basic light strips. The reason why I call these basic, and the old ones were basic as well, is because you can plug it into the wall and you grab your remote and you press a button and the entire thing lights up that colour. But there are better strip lights out there which have a data option, so instead of it being positive 5 volts in this case, these can go up to 12 volts, but this specific type is 5 volts. 5 volt input, so the whole reel is live with 5 volts USB power. And then we've got these labeled contacts which are green, red and blue. They don't say the actual full name of the colour, they just have symbols like G green, R red and B blue. So these are what some people call dumb LEDs. Unlike smarter ones, even though this is app controlled, apparently, I'm not going to find out though, there are other light strips out there, like the ones I showed in the garden. If you haven't seen that video already, you need to see it. Setting up my dad's house for Christmas 2025, that's a must watch if you want to see what the smarter strip lights look like. The smarter ones have 3 pins instead of 4. Positive in my case the ones I'm using out there are 5 volts. So 5 volts in, then you've got a data pin, and each LED light has a tiny wee chip in it that tells the controller, hey, I'm light number 1. And then the next light along is like, oh, if you're light number 1, then I must be light number 2. And it continues on like that. And then you've got ground. So pretty much negative. So the data sends a pulse to whatever light is needing to be turned on. So let's say, I'm working on my computer and I want to change 3 LEDs at the start of it on, but I want all the rest off or a different colour. The controller goes, hey, LED controller chips, I want 1, 2 and 3 on, and I want 4 to 100 off. And you can change, and each LED can be changed different colours. So you could have red and then a green and then a blue, instead of having the entire set one colour. These are great for very, very basic lighting, but if you want animations, then it's best to go with the smart strip lights, which are IC lights. It should appear on screen somewhere. Yeah, so this is the new set that I'm putting on. Now this here is the old controller for the light sign down here. Now this one here has 3 plugs on it. So originally I had this box here in a container, which was strapped to the back of the sign. So this here was nestled in this container like this. And then the light strip plug would plug into one of these, and then the lid would go on over top and the wires would come out the bottom. In the big wind, however, this was dangling by the cables, so I think there was another cause why some of the lights have just died, because this box was swinging around in the wind because it came unclipped from the sign, and because of that, it ripped the lights. So this is a good lighting controller. I don't have any lights to test it on, since these new lights here use a different plug. And this system here is 12 volts, and this new lights are 5 volts. So this is a different plug to what this one has. So this is a clip, so it's like that. So it's a clip like that, and this one here just fits into it like that, and holds it nice and secure. With this one here, they're slightly different. So instead, these ones have these ones here, and we would have pins that would slide into this. So this is one of the ends of the light strip, and it has that plug in it. Just slide on like that. And with this set, you can plug it in the other way, but the lights wouldn't work. But what they've done is they've added arrows. So there's an arrow here and an arrow here, but if you turn this around, the arrows match up, meaning you've got the correct polarity for these lights. So originally this one here was in this container here, strapped up against the side of the sign. This, however, wasn't very ideal, because I was putting the entire controller out in the weather, although it was contained by this, and this did a really good job of keeping the moisture and rain out of this. I didn't like how I had it set up, because this cable here, as you can see where the lid has clamped down on it there. That's not a sound it should be making, so I think the wind really stretched this, because you shouldn't be that much give. In the big winds, it was pulling my electrical box under the hedge. It actually unplugged from my power supply, well, from the power box with my 240 equipment in it to run the lights in the yard. It had unplugged itself, and it had moved so much that it started wiggling other plugs out of my multi-board. So my plan is now, so I can keep the new controller out of the weather. So this new controller here, this USB one, I don't want to put this in a container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it from the strips. I'm not going to touch the strip lights until the very end. So this end here, I want to snip it here, I'm gonna the ends off so I can expose the copper and the wire. And then I'm gonna cut this extension cord for the older version, the older type of this, so that it's like an extension cord. So this would be hardwired into this controller, just like so. Something like that. And this chopped off bit here, once it's chopped off, will go on this end. And I've got another controller because I bought 2 sets of lights. So I've got two strip lights, and I want to connect them both together. But these here don't have a plug on the end of them to link sets up together in a daisy chain. It only has this end, this one joiner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other controller and I'm going to snip its cable, so then I can do like a split. So from the end of this, when this is chopped off and shaved, I can wire the end of this plug onto here and the end of the other plug onto here. So then I can plug the 2 strip lights into each other in a wee V format, which is similar to what I had going over here. I'm pretty much trying to recreate these 3 plugs, but with using 2 different plugs. And I just want to keep the controller more safe, so the controller can be in a more suitable environment while the wind outside batters the sign. Whoops. And the controller is fine, and I can easily swap out the lights if I have to, because these connectors are actually becoming more and more common, unlike the older ones that I used to have when I was about 10. So, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch you over to the bench. I'm going to start soldering I'm going to start cutting, rewiring and resoldering these, and then I'll get back to fixing the sign up. So here we go. Okay, so here's the light strips. Now I'm going to show you what they can do. Just turn it on. So currently this is on a fade mode, and you can control the speed of it with these buttons here. So usually these buttons here, when you just choose a normal color, you can dim. Oh no, you can, it just takes a wee while. So that's the dimmest it will go. Now if I press the other button, they get much brighter. I'm not sure how well that comes across on camera. So this appears to be the brightest it can go. But then you've got flash, and as you can see, it's strobing like that, so it's going too fast. Whoop. So we need to press the down button, the down light amount, which controls the speed. So here we've got it going nice and slow. If we go on to fade, now it's nice and calm, but then we want to speed it up a bit, or we want to speed it up more. Don't want to speed it up too much, or it'll start doing that wee flashy that we don't want. And then we've got this one here, which does that because we've got it too fast. Slow it down. There we go. And this is just the red, green, blue color. So I'll just turn that off. So if you're going to try and attempt this yourself, which is a great wee thing to play with, always take note of the color wire. So right now, this very far one here is blue, the next one's red, and the next one's green, and the black one is going to be our positive one. So we're going to double check this. So we're going to look on where it says, where it has these pads. So currently it's upside down, but you can see at the top it says B, R, G, and plus 5 volts. So if we look over here, the blue cable lines up with the blue mark, the red lines up with the red contact, the green lines up with the green, and the black lines up with the 5 volt. So we have to remember that, so that when I cut this and rewire it, I know which cable goes to what colour. Now with the extensions I've got over here, these, in theory, under the black casing, should have the colours as well, the red, green, blue and black, as the colours always seem to be the same on newer and older sets. Rightio, I'm going to start chopping and then we'll get to putting the lights on the sign. Okay, so now I have to cut into this one here so I can get the strip lights out and the controller out. I've got another remote, so I will have 2 remotes, 2 controllers, and yeah. Rightio, so tear this open without cutting anything important. So right now I'll just only take the controller out by itself because that's what we need right now. Leave the lights in there so it's nice and organised. What's this? I don't know what that is. Okay. So take the rubber band off, and then I'll leave a bit. I'll leave some extra so that if I want to use this controller again, I can. I just need to reattach a different plug. So cut it here, and then we want to split the wires like so. I'm going to do the same with the other one as well. This is the controller we're using. I'm going to put that on the side so we don't get confused. Okay. So now I'll just quickly find my wire strippers and I'll be back with you. Copper nice and exposed there, as you can see. And we're going to do that for all the others, so I'll quickly do that, and the other one. Okay, so now we've got all the ends exposed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the black to the black, green to green, red to red, and blue to blue. I need to cut off this plug here. Oh. Take that out. That's good. So I'm gonna. So if you're doing what I'm gonna do, and you're going to make an extension like this, you want an extension cable, then make sure to cut a bit off because this plug may be useful in the future. This, and there we go. Now we've got our red, black, blue and green, so then we can match these colors up with these ones here, and then I will cut this other end off and connect it to our light controller. So I'll just quickly do that, and then we're going to strip the ends off, strip the casing off the wire. So we've got exposed wire. Now we have to twist these to these ones here. So I usually do my hook method because I really like to, and for me it works really well. So you twist, make a wee hook like so. So do a wee hook like that, and then, whoops, it fell on the ground. And then with your other one, you do the exact same. So you put a hook in, with the hook, you interlock. So hook it like that. Don't know how good this is for you guys. Go have a look at my video where I showed you different types of ways to wire wires together. So that was a very educational video. Now I'm going to quickly attach these together, and then the last step is to get the other controller up here and wire that up, and then I'll solder it. Okay, so I've got a new strategy. I'm going to wire them one at a time. So black to black first, and black to those two blacks, and then we'll solder that, and then we'll move on to the green to green to green, the red to red to red, and the blue to blue to blue. Time lapse. Okay, so now I've got these soldered together, black to black, red to red, green to green, blue to blue, black to black, red to red, green to green, blue to blue. So now I've got two outputs and I've extended the lead, which means there will be more resistance in the cable. So just a teensy wee amount of power will be lost between the controller and the lights. But apart from that, it'll be fine. It'll be a unnoticeable difference in colour and brightness. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these bare wires up with some electrical tape. Usually I'd use heat shrink, but I don't have heat shrink here at my dad's. So right now I'm going to cover it up with some good old fashioned electrical tape, and then I'll plug the lights in and I'll show you what I've done, and then I'll get the sign lit. Okay, so now I've got the electrical tape around it, and now I'm just going to tidy it up. Now I'll do that to these plugs here. Okay, so now it's attached here where the double plugs are, and it's attached to the controller. So now I'm going to plug the controller in and plug the strip lights into here to see if they turn on. There we go. There's nothing. Woo! It's working. It's cool. Let's do a fade. Nice. Speed it up a bit. Awesome. Now I just need to do the sign. Time lapse. Okay, so now it's all done. Now it's just time to plug it in. So, start with this here. There we go. Swap this plug out. There's nothing. If I get the USB in the right orientation. Hello? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the the next one. Talk to you then.